Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Paula Jean. Grab your paper and pencil and let's get cooking. Today I'm going to be making authentic shepherd's pie. So I have taken 3 large carrots and diced them up, and I'm going to saute them till they get a little soft. Now this is just some information for you. In the States, our shepherd's pie usually consists of mashed potatoes, ground beef, with some onions, and peas and corn, or just corn. Well, in reality, that is not shepherd's pie. That's called cottage pie. Shepherd's pie is made with ground lamb, and it usually just has peas and carrots in it, along with some other good stuff. My husband and I were fortunate enough to be able to go over to Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales last September. And while we were there, I wanted to make sure that I tried all of their food. Now, their typical Scottish breakfast is eggs and black pudding, haggis, tomatoes, mushrooms. Just a little different from what we have here. And then they have this stuff they call porridge, which is absolutely wonderful. It's oats, but it's ground up fine like cream of wheat. And they make it with half milk and half water, and it is the best. So we really enjoyed it, and every time we would stop for lunch, I made sure that I got the shepherd's pie if it was on the menu. My husband, who does not like lamb that much, even had some, and he liked it. So while these are softening up a little bit, I'm just going to tell you the ingredients that I have in here. I have the 2 to 3 large carrots that are diced up. I have 1 medium yellow onion finely diced. I have a teaspoon of black pepper and 1½ teaspoons of dried thyme. I have my ground lamb, and that's 1 pound. I have a tablespoon of butter and a cup of frozen peas. Now I have this all together because they get added together, and I had a little tiny bit more than a cup because I wanted to use up what was in the bag. 2 tablespoons of flour. I have 1½ cups of beef broth. I have 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and I have my potatoes cooking on the back burner. You want about 4 to 6 cups of mashed potatoes to put on the top. So I'm going to continue softening these up a little bit. Okay, my carrots now are al dente. so they're not cooked soft, but they're not hard either. All right, to that, I'm going to add my onions, and I'm going to cook these for about a minute. You know, and I was telling you about the foods that I tried. I wanted to try it all. I like haggis so much that I have the ingredients sitting in my freezer to make them. They don't really use a sheep's belly anymore to hold all the stuff together. But it is just delicious. It reminded me almost of French meat pie filling with those same types of spices almost. Now I've got my oven heating to 400 degrees, and when this is all done, it's going to go in there for 25 minutes. All right, that looks good for those onions. Now I'm going to add my ground lamb. Lamb is so expensive over here that when I see it go on sale, I'll usually pick it up and stick it in the freezer. But over in the UK, there are thousands and thousands of sheep in the field. As you're driving by, that's all you see. Little specks of white all over the place. All right, and now I'm going to add my thyme and my black pepper. Maybe when I decide to make the haggis, I'll make a video. My husband lived with an aunt for a while when he was growing up. And she was quite the woman. She was into holistic medicine and chiropractors and growing her own herbs and growing her own food. And I think the story is that, I mean, she used to slaughter her own stuff, and it reminds him of when she would slaughter the animals, so he doesn't like it. Now, he will eat it, but he won't go back for seconds, and we'll see how he feels about this. I'm not going to tell him. Well, he's going to know because he's going to see the video, but he might try a little bit, but I have something else for him if he doesn't want it. All right, that meat looks nice and browned. All right, now I'm going to put in the peas and the butter. Once that butter is melted up, I'm going to, today I can't talk. Today I'm going to maybe just keep my mouth shut. Okay, that butter is all melted. All right, now I've got my flour. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to put in my tomato paste. And then I'm going to put in my flour. All right, let's get this flour in here. We'll cook that for a little bit. It doesn't take long to cook the flour, just a minute or two. Alright, now I'm going to add my 1.5 cups of beef broth. And my 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to get this nice and thick. Now I've had this bubbling away for about 10 minutes so it would cook down a little bit, which it has. And if you're in a real hurry, then I would just recommend that you add 1 more tablespoon of flour to thicken it up like this. All right. I'm going to turn off this heat. And now I'm going to get my potatoes mashed. All right, I've got my potatoes all whipped. And you know we used a tablespoon of butter in our meat mixture. Well, I used the rest of that stick in the mashed potatoes. So there's 7 tablespoons of butter in there. There's milk and salt. And I always cook my potatoes in heavily salted water, so I just needed a little bit of salt. All right, I've got my pan and I've got it sprayed. Let's get this. Not too good with lifting up heavy stuff because I have arthritis on my shoulder, so there, that's good. All right, now some people, when they want to get real fancy or in restaurants, they'll pipe their potatoes on. But I am just a housewife, a home cooker, and so I just put them on and smooth them out a little bit. I think my cupboard is not even. All right. Now I'm going to brush the top with a beaten egg, and it's going to go into the oven to cook. I've got my 1 beaten egg, and I'm going to brush that on the top. There. In the oven it goes for about a half an hour. It's ready. Look at that beauty. All right, let's serve some of this up. Delicious. Don't forget, if you like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell.